Thank you, okay. Thank you, Ambassador. I was listening to your presentation. It's quite amazing. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Francis Mureithi. I started by introducing myself. I work for the Radio Africa Group as the digital editor. I don't know if what I wanted to talk about here basically falls under the 5 minutes. But very quickly, I want to share 2 videos. Then I will probably do the rest after he understand he has a very tight schedule. Just allow me to connect this.
Kenya's battle against malaria has taken a giant leap forward.
I don't know if
there's nearly 70% of the global malaria burden. In Kenya, a child dies from malaria nearly every minute, but there's hope on the horizon. Since 2024, Kenya's battle against malaria has taken a giant leap forward. Did you know that Africa bears nearly 70% of the global malaria burden? In Kenya, a child dies from malaria nearly every minute, but there's hope on the horizon. Since 2024, Kenya has been rolling out malaria vaccines as part of routine childhood immunizations. Thanks to the support of WHO, Gavi, and UNICEF, over 12 million doses have been delivered across 17 African countries, including Kenya. There are 2 key vaccines in this fight, RTS-S and the newer R21/Matrix-M. These vaccines are integrated with other preventive measures like insecticide-treated nets, indoor residual spraying, and chemoprevention. And the impact? A 13% drop in all-cause child deaths in high malaria burden areas. Tens of thousands of young lives saved annually as these efforts scale up. The U.S. has been a long-term partner in this fight, working with Kenya since 1979. Through the CDC and USAID, millions of mosquito nets have been distributed, homes sprayed, and diagnostic tests provided, not to mention the extensive training programs for health workers. Community engagement is crucial. Health workers are on the ground raising awareness, creating demand for vaccines, and addressing misinformation through media and storytelling. Peer learning workshops share best practices to keep communities informed and involved. In 2022 alone, there were 249 million malaria cases worldwide, with 608,000 deaths, 76% of them children under 5. The global goal is to end the malaria epidemic by 2030. Kenya's multi-pronged approach, combining vaccines, preventive measures, and community engagement, is a beacon of hope. Progress is being made, and with continued effort, malaria's grip on Kenya can be loosened. Together, we can turn the tide against malaria.
There is one thing, there is just one more, which probably will take still a short time.
It's time to get serious. Uganda is battling a deadly Ebola outbreak. Ebola virus disease, or EVD, is a severe and often fatal illness affecting humans and non-human primates. Identified first in 1976 near the Ebola River in today's Democratic Republic of Congo, it's caused by the Ebola virus. How does it spread? Ebola transmits through direct contact with blood or bodily fluids of an infected person, contaminated objects like needles, and infected animals, both living and deceased. It's not airborne. Symptoms can appear between 2 to 21 days after exposure, including fever, severe headache, muscle pain, vomiting, diarrhea, and unexplained bleeding or bruising. In 2025, Uganda declared an Ebola outbreak on January 30th. So far, there have been 14 confirmed cases and 2 deaths, affecting 5 districts, including the capital, Kampala. A recent tragic case involved a 4-year-old child, stressing ongoing transmission risks. Preventing Ebola involves avoiding contact with blood and bodily fluids, using protective equipment for healthcare workers, and safe burial practices. There's no approved vaccine for the Sudan strain, but clinical trials are underway. Ugandan authorities, supported internationally, are focusing on contact tracing, community engagement, and case management. Ebola remains a significant public health challenge in Africa. Continuous efforts in surveillance, community education, and research are essential to prevent and manage future outbreaks. Stay informed, stay safe.
those two videos, I created them today within roughly 2 minutes per video. There is no human intervention at all. They are just videos in form of explainers that you create using AI, and Ambassador alluded to this, content generation. This is an AI tool, this is in video, and what I've used there is a free version of it. While you can know it's a free version, you can see it has the brand name there. So if you go to the upgraded version, that means you can put your own brand. That is what it means as far as AI is concerned and where the future of journalism is concerned. I think for us, as a response to the good presentation by the ambassador, one of the challenges the media houses right now are facing, I think for majority of people, there is still a lot of fear. There's still a lot of the fear that this animal is coming to take my job. And when there is that fear, that means that for me to embrace it, it becomes a little bit hard. That's number one. Number two, the media houses, in some cases, they are probably thinking that the incorporation of training will cost a lot. But if you look at what is available free of charge, is actually a lot, where a media house can spend very little and train the manpower there. Then of course there is another challenge when it comes to data. One thing we have realized that a lot of AI tools do not have our data. And most of it, like the video I've done here for Uganda, you can see it was giving images of, I don't know if those are Ugandans, but I will say they are not Africans. 80% of those images are not African. So from where the ambassador sits, what are we doing to ensure that we also have our data there? And in the interest of time, I think after Helen's I will do something else, but probably we can ask the participants to ask 2 questions, then he can respond in general. There's one there.
Let me just pass my